I like him.
Means business. And he's a top doctor with bad manners. And an interesting face. Very interesting.
And the Peterson boy has an enlarged spleen, that we know for sure. Then when we found out about the probability of rheumatic fever long ago, even though it hadn't been diagnosed, we knew pretty well what the situation was. We don't always have full histories for all sorts of reasons. It's at this point, Dr. Brewer, that medicine becomes an art as well as a science. And put the two together, give us diagnosis. In young Peterson's case, subacute bacterial endocarditis. Prognosis, unfortunately, is another matter.
Well, he's been reacting to antibiotics.
Yes, we'll soon see.
Nurse's station, 7th floor. Yes, he is. Right. You wanted in Ward C, Dr. Brewer.
Oh, thank you, nurse. Nurse, I'm taking Mrs. Margot off sedation.
Yes, Dr. Hardy. Dr. Hardy, may I tell you something off the record?
And top secret or classified?
Personal. Peggy's coming by to have lunch with me.
Oh? Well, you should have a lot to talk about.
I can't help it, Steve. I just can't believe it.
Jessie, I not only can't believe it, I can't understand it.
Shall I tell her hello for you?
Yes. Tell her. Hello.
Hi, Peggy. I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's all right. I just got here myself.
Good. Oh. What would you like?
Oh, I think I'll just have coffee. Thanks.
Really? All right. Nancy, could we have 2 cups of coffee, please?
No, thanks.
Do you want any lunch?
I don't think so. I'm really not hungry. You're being very tactful, Jessie, but we're old friends. I don't mind talking about it.
Peggy, I don't know, maybe I'm romantic, but I've said it 1,000 times. I've said it to Phil, I've said it to everybody. I think you and Steve are meant for one another.
It's true. In many ways.
Many ways is a lot of ways, isn't it?
Yes. But it's complicated.
Well, loving somebody's complicated.
You think I've made a mistake breaking off with Steve?
I think you've made a tremendous mistake. I know you, I know Steve, and I know something about marriage.
So do I.
I'm sorry, of course you do.
I was married to a man I loved, and who loved me. But he didn't need me. Even at the end, dying in a plane crash, he had no need for me.
Steve needs you.
Wants me. I don't think he needs me.
Oh, Peggy, wanting, needing, those are all words. And maybe we misuse them.
Maybe we do.
Thanks, Nancy. Thank you. Basically, she wants to be a nurse.
Jessie, I know what you're thinking. You're married to a doctor. His work, like Steve's, comes first. And you want it that way. But you're a nurse. You can help him in these things, advise him, give part of yourself to him. It's important for a woman to give, not only to take, even when what's offered is love.
You really think it's that simple? It's not that simple for me.
What do you mean?
Well, I know something about medicine, sure. I know something about the problems of interns. And there are times when I can help Phil, but Peggy, most of the time, he doesn't want my help.
I know.
You know, when we decided to get married, I just gotten my cat. But Phil was still in medical school. And I was 8 years older than he. Most people would have said we had an awful lot to overcome.
But you decided to risk it.
I'm not sure we knew we were taking a risk. We were so much in love.
And you still are.
Mm-hmm. There've always been problems. Money problems, career problems, age problems.
You really worry about the difference in your ages?
Well, I think about it. Look, Peggy, the point is nothing is perfect. If Phil takes this residency, and I hope to goodness he does, by the time he's finished, I'm going to be 37 years old. That's by the time he begins practicing medicine.
37's young, Jess.
I just don't think there's any such thing as complete happiness. I think you have to make it out of little things.
Yes, I know that's right. With my mind. Not... No more thanks.
No, thank you.
Steve and I have decided to go on seeing each other.
Oh?
Well, for Johnny's sake, he says. Why shouldn't we? Johnny needs him.
Of course he does.
And we'll be friends. Good friends. You don't think that's possible?
A man and a woman who love one another. Just friends? I wonder. Peggy, listen.
I've got to run. Coffee's on me, okay?
Okay, thanks.
I wish I were more like you, Jessie.
Yes, Dr. Hardy.
Oh, I've looked in on the Peterson boy and conferred with Dr. Doyle. We'll keep Roger on antibiotics, but I'm concerned about possible reactions. I want someone with him all the time.
Marge is in there now, and when she goes off, Mary will come in.
Good.
Is that all, Dr. Hardy?
Yes. Did you have a nice lunch?
Yes, very.
How's Peggy?
Well, she's not too happy.
I imagine you did find things to talk about.
We talked about you. And Phil. And women in particular. And the world in general.
Come to any conclusions?
Only that nothing is completely satisfactory.
Thank you, Mrs. Brewer.
You're welcome, Dr. Hardy.